But once in a while, it's called breadcrumbing, to keep them there, to keep them searching for their next high, their next happy time. Because every trip we ever took, every holiday, somebody was arguing. Somebody made it hell. Somebody didn't want to leave the hotel. It's like every wedding. My mother was controlling, or if she wasn't in control, she made it a living hell. And I think that's why my sister hides who she really is, even though she doesn't have to. She doesn't want to get emotionally and physically sick from having to deal with my parents' reaction to being an adult. And my parents are so severely immature. They throw tantrums when you want to get out more money from your bank account that has your name on it than they want. And if you tell them, I want to take out $50, I want it all in tens, they'll get you 20s because they have to be in control. If my parents were a plant, they would either be a poisonous mushroom or a nightshade tree it's not poisonous, but it causes you to have like poison ivy. And at the end of the day, my sister is as open and has as much autonomy as she can without waking the monster. And it's sad. It's so sad. And it's taken me into my early 30s to realize the extent of the toxic behavior. And my parents are only half the problem. The other half is indoctrinating a child and controlling them so much. You actually hear their voice in your head 6 years after having left the state or left your parents' house. That is how controlling they are. I mean, every time I do something I wasn't allowed or they forbid me to do when I was a child, every time I do that, which is something that is legal and acceptable, like watching a Disney movie, I can hear my mother's voice in my head telling me that it's a sin or you're being a horrible person for doing it. Even though the person who said watching a Disney film was horrible, verbally and mentally and psychologically abused and controlled me and my siblings for years. The hypocrisy is ironic. And the only way to get away from it is to set boundaries, be autonomous, and just not give a crap anymore. Expect them to do their rage, expect them to be angry, and just realizing I don't have to stay in the room anymore. Once I tell my parents I'm an atheist, if they want to have a narcissistic rage, meltdown, or gaslight me, I can leave. And that's why boundaries are important. I realize I don't have to take their crap anymore. I can tell them to shut up. I can leave. I can just tell them I don't care. And that's really the only way to live life in its fullest, to not give a crap. And hopefully my sister at some point comes to the realization she doesn't have to hide what she wants, because my parents are getting exactly what they want.